One really popular feature that streamers like to use on their streams is a timer or a countdown timer. Now, unfortunately, OBS Studio does not have a countdown timer already built in. So we're going to need to add one ourselves. It's not quite a plugin, but it's very, very similar. What you're going to do is you're going to go to obsproject.com. This is a website where people host and share their resources files for OBS Studio. Now, this is a long story, but OBS Studio is basically open broadcast software, as it says in the name. And it is open source. So basically, anybody can code and create plugins and software to coincide with OBS. Streamlabs OBS does not allow this. So OBS Studio has a much, much better hand in this area of development, where people who don't officially work for the software can even create new and exciting features. And here comes the countdown timer that somebody on obsproject.com has created for us. So we're going to go to this countdown timer here, free countdown timer, stream timer 3.1. It might be a later version when you guys access it, but it'll be absolutely fine either way. We're going to go to download, and it's going to ask you to download these files. I'm going to download them. Download. Thank you very much. And I'm now going to open the files in the folder, and I'm going to minimize that window a little bit. I'm going to compress or open those files by compressing them. I'm going to go show more options and 7-zip. If you don't have a program that can unzip files, take a look at 7-zip or WinZip or something similar. I'm going to go extract files. Okay. And we now have a folder with 3 files in my downloads. One of them will be the Stream Timer application. I'm going to open up the Stream Timer application, and there we have just a little widget. We've got a little widget here to help us with our task. Let's take this window back to OBS Project so it's still there. Excellent. And here's our little widget. I'm going to put it on top of the other one here to make it look aesthetically pleasing. And what we're going to do is actually quite interesting. We're going to create a text GDI file. And this type of file can read live time text. What that means is the application here is going to set up a timer, but what it's actually doing is it's changing text live time in a text file. Does that make sense? So if I go to here, and I go to downloads, and I go to stream timer 3.1, inside this folder, you can't see it because it's actually filtering by WAV right now, but inside the stream timer folder is a text file, which it is constantly updating with the new numerical numbers, with the new format. So if I go 1 hour and let's say 10 minutes, text on end, yippee! We're not going to see it because we're not sitting here for an hour and 10 minutes, but we will see. And I press start. You can see the countdown has started from 1 hour and 10 minutes. What that's doing, every second that goes down, it's changing the text in a text file, which is on my PC. So we're going to go to OBS Studio. I want that countdown to be on my OBS Studio. I'm going to go plus. I'm going to go to text GDI. I'm going to create new. I'm going to call it countdown timer. And I'm going to go, very, very important here, we're going to go read from file. You see this little box right here? Read from file. And then underneath it will give you a new line, text file UTF, and we're going to go browse on the right-hand side here. I think my head's not in the way. You can see that. We press browse, and we'll go to wherever we just downloaded our files. So I'm going to go to downloads, stream timer 3.1, and I'm going to click open on this text file here called timer. And you can see it has brought that information from that live text file into our OBS Studio. Let's press OK. And there we go. I'm just going to put it at the top here. Et voila. We have a beautiful, beautiful countdown, which is manipulated by this application here. If I stop or pause the timer in the application, it will pause it in OBS Studio. Similarly, if I unpause, it will continue. It will continue. Yes, it will continue. Sometimes takes a couple of seconds to update, but we got there. Now, if I change this to 0 hours and let's say 20 minutes and press start, it will automatically update that timer. A pretty cool, interesting piece of kit. Let me just drag that. I'm going to press transform and put that into the middle of the screen so it looks centered horizontally. There we go. 20 minutes on the clock. I think we're going to get the rest of this done in 20 minutes. Now, it doesn't look super impressive right now. You can edit that text to be whatever font, whatever size you want it to be, just as you would normal text. So I'm going to double click on the countdown timer source down here. And you can see we got our timer pop up. And I can change the font. Press OK. And it will change the font. Do it again. Let's put on something really weird. Like, what have we got here? We got like a little 8-bit thing. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that. 8-bit timer, countdown timer. Awesome. I can change the color. Let's change it to something that's going to look good on pink. We got some cyan going on there. I can add a background, but it will, of course, be a solid background, which, I don't know, if you have white on black or black on white, maybe that might work. I'm going to get rid of it for now. And also, you can just change loads of things. I can give it an outline. I can give the text an outline to make it pop more. So let me give some black to that outline. And I'm going to make the outline size a little bit bigger. And suddenly, it becomes easier to read on a lighter background. If I press OK now, look at that. Suddenly, it looks a lot more aesthetically pleasing and just better to look at. So, a little recap. What we're using is a text file, but that text is being read from a local file on your computer. What you need to do first, go to obsproject.com, download Countdown Timer, extract all the files into one folder in your downloads or wherever you want to put that folder. Open the application, set up a new text file, click Read from File in the text file settings, find that folder you just downloaded, so mine was in downloads, it was Stream Timer 3.1, and find that text file, open. I'm going to press cancel because we've already done it. And you should now be reading a lifetime counter from this application. Change your timer to whatever you want it to be. 14 minutes, it will update to 14 minutes. 14 minutes, 5 seconds, 7 hours. It will update to 7 hours and 14 minutes and 5 seconds. It is super powerful, and you must have this as a feature on your streams.